The Charlotte Hornets continue being one of the worst teams in the NBA despite drafting LaMelo Ball in 2020. So today I've decided I'm taking control of the Hornets and hopefully building a true championship contender around our all-star LaMelo Ball. These last few seasons have been tough for LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets, but hopefully we can change things around. At least a few positives this team's gotten from tanking these last few seasons is pairing up LaMelo Ball with some pretty good players like Brandon Miller, who's in his third season. They also drafted rookie Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's averaging 2.5 blocks per game, plus he's a really good offensive rebounder as well. And don't forget about Con Kneppel, the rookie, who's averaging 17 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 40% from the three-point line. I totally forgot to mention Zion James, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's also a rookie and he's playing really well here as well, averaging 8 points per game, shooting basically 49% from the three-point line. As you guys can see, our defense in the starting lineup is absolutely horrible. We only have a 2-star overall system proficiency, so what I'm planning on doing is trading Miles Bridges for a really good defensive power forward, and then hopefully that should help us out. The player I'm targeting is Aaron Gordon from the Denver Nuggets. Currently he's averaging 20 points per game, shooting 45% from the three-point line. On top of all of that, he's a really good defender as well. He has B+ post defense rating and an A perimeter defense rating. So let's see what the Denver Nuggets say if we offer the Miles Bridges. They do of course decline, but that's why we have ourselves a boatload of first round picks. I'm going to include our 26 unprotected first round pick, and they still end up declining. What if we throw in a bunch of second round picks? And just like that, we get Aaron Gordon on this team. We threw in Miles Bridges, a first round pick, and 2 second rounders, and that landed us Aaron Gordon. But I will be pulling off one last trade before we start simulating, and that's trading away Tijon Salon. Bro's been a pretty big disappointment. He's a 6'10" power forward and he's shooting 36% from the field, last season shooting 33%. So we're going to be sending him to Phoenix with Musa. In return, we get ourselves Kaman Maluach, who I'm pretty sure ends up progressing into a really good big man here in 2K Simulation. We're also going to be bringing back Mark Williams, who belongs in Charlotte, not Phoenix. I'm not sure why the Hornets traded him in the first place, but we're bringing him back home. And just like that, our team is ready to start this season out, and the starting lineup will be LaMelo Ball, Con Kneppel, Brandon Miller, Aaron Gordon, and Ryan Kalkbrenner, and then off the bench we have Colin Sexton, Mark Williams, Zion James, and Trey Mann. We will be running a 9-man rotation. Let's go ahead and simulate the next week and see how we do. We do end up beating the Raptors, and then we lose to the Indiana Pacers and the Clippers, but we defeat the Atlanta Hawks, scoring 150 points, where Brandon Miller had a 33-point double-double, LaMelo had a 29-point double-double, and Con Kneppel had himself 23 points. Aaron Gordon with 16. Okay, this is pretty insane. We have the worst defense in the entire NBA, allowing nearly 127 points per game, which is absolutely horrible. We definitely have to do something to change that up right now, and I have the perfect trade in mind. Before we traded for Aaron Gordon, I was planning on bringing in Bam Adebayo, but then I thought, why not give Aaron Gordon a chance? And clearly our defense hasn't gotten much better, but if we bring in Bam Adebayo, our defense will get a lot better. Bam Adebayo is one of the best defensive players in the entire NBA, so we're going to be targeting him to bring him on our team to be the new starting power forward. We're going to be offering the Miami Heat, Aaron Gordon and Trey Mann for Bam Adebayo. And of course they decline, but we have ourselves a bunch of first round picks, so let's start throwing them in. 1 first round pick gets it done just like that, so all it took was 1 first round pick added in that trade, and we now have ourselves Bam Adebayo. After trading Trey Mann, we no longer have a backup point guard, but I am going to be signing Malcolm Brogdon, who's still currently a free agent. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 2-year contract on a minimum, and he accepts, and now he'll be the backup point guard going forward. I'm stopped here at the trade deadline, and currently we're the number 10 seed with 23 wins and 28 losses. Since trading for Bam Adebayo, we have been winning a lot more games, but we're still losing a lot of games as well, so we're not that good of a team at this moment. There is one more trade I have in mind for this season, and that's trading away Colin Sexton. He is on an expiring contract, so why lose him for nothing when we can get something in return for him at this trade deadline? And the trade we're going to be pulling off is this trade here with the Boston Celtics, where we send them Colin Sexton and Pat Connaughton for Derek White and Hugo Gonzalez. Derek White is a really good defender, good three-point shooter, could even be our starting shooting guard this first season. Since our defense is pretty bad, we could push Con Kneppel to the six-man role and have Derek White as our starting shooting guard. I've decided we're going to be putting Derek White as our starting shooting guard, and now let me give you guys a rundown of our new 9-man rotation. So the starting lineup is going to include LaMelo Ball, Derek White, Brandon Miller, Bam Adebayo, and Ryan Kalkbrenner, and then off the bench we're going to have Con Kneppel, Mark Williams, Zion James, and Malcolm Brogdon. If you guys are enjoying this rebuild so far, please make sure to take a quick second to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new for more 2K26 rebuilds. But at the end of this season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins another MVP, Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year. Even though this definitely should have gone to our rookie Con Kneppel, he was averaging more points per game than Cooper Flagg, but it is what it is. Musa, the player we traded, wins 6th Man of the Year with the Phoenix Suns. Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player. Musa also wins Most Improved. Shai wins Clutch Player. This is the OKC head coach wins Coach of the Year, and we win Executive of the Year. Let's see if we have any. Okay, we get LaMelo Ball on All NBA First Team. I'll take it. Let's go. It looks like that will be it for All NBA awards, and we do get Bam Adebayo on All Defensive Second Team. And we get Con Kneppel on All Rookie First Team, as well as Ryan Kalkbrenner on All Rookie Second Team. And our rookie Con Kneppel has broken a new record of most three-pointers made in a regular season by a rookie, which previously was held by Keegan Murray at 206 three-pointers made, and now Con Kneppel has changed that to 209 three-pointers made. We did manage to make the playoffs as the number 6 seed, where we won 48 games, losing 34. After trading for Derek White and Bam Adebayo, our team has been a lot better offensively and defensively. Let me show you guys the player stats for our team. So the leading scorer on this team was LaMelo Ball, averaging a career high 27 points per game and a career high in assists per game, averaging 10.5, shooting 50, 40, 80. And then we had Bam Adebayo, who was averaging 22 points per game, 19 from Miller, 16.5 from Con Kneppel, the rookie, who played absolutely amazing for our team, 13 from Derek White, and 11 from Mark Williams. I personally think our rookie Zion James should have made All Rookie Second Team. He was playing really good for us off the bench. In the limited minutes he was playing, he was averaging 8.5 points per game. He's also a really good defender, and his shooting splits were what blew my mind. 52% from the field and 46% from the three-point line. But in the first round of the playoffs, we're going to be taking on the Detroit Pistons, who have Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Asar Thompson, Harris, and Jalen Duren. Alright, I fixed up the player minutes. Let's see if we can defeat the Detroit Pistons here in round 1. Game number 1 does go to us, and Bam Adebayo leads the way, dropping 35 points, Miller with 28, and LaMelo with a 24-point double-double. Game number 2, we do end up losing here. Cade Cunningham drops 35 points on our head, and we only lost by 2 points. LaMelo had a 38-point double-double, Bam had 33, and Derek White had 31 points. We do end up winning game 3 though, and it's Bam Adebayo dropping a 26-point triple-double, LaMelo Ball 26, Derek White 24, and Miller with 22. And our starting lineup is honestly really good. We have 4 amazing scorers and a really good rim protector in Ryan Kalkbrenner, who had 5 blocks to end this game. Can we go up 3-1? And that is exactly what we'll be doing, with LaMelo Ball leading the way, having a 33-point double-double, Bam Adebayo with a 30-point double-double. And we do end up gentlemen sweeping the Detroit Pistons to make it to the second round. And honestly, I was not expecting us to defeat the Detroit Pistons. I did think they would get the better of us, but I'll take it. And now we're in the second round taking on the Atlanta Hawks, and they have themselves Trae Young, Zachary Risache, Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis. They still have Dyson Daniels coming off the bench, Okongwu, Kennard, and Guy. Let's see how things go. Game number 1 will go to our team. Let's go. Bam Adebayo drops 26 points. We only won this game by 1 single point. LaMelo Ball so far here in the playoffs is averaging a 29-point double-double. How's Bam doing? He's also averaging 29 points. Derek White's averaging 18 points per game. And where is Miller? He's averaging nearly 20 points per game. His field goal percentage isn't the best, but he's still shooting really good from the 3-point line. And yeah, let's see if he can pick things up here from the field goal percentage. We also end up winning game 2. Bam Adebayo leads the way with a 27-point double-double. And then our rookie, Con Kneppel, had 23 points, and he's playing really good here in the playoffs. First ever playoffs. Well, I'm pretty sure this is the first playoffs for LaMelo Ball as well. He's never made the playoffs in his career until now. We do end up losing game 3, sadly, by 3 points. LaMelo went off, but it was not enough. He had 49 points, 14 assists, and only 1 turnover. Can we go up 3-1? No, we cannot. The Hawks do end up tying it up. We lose by 2 points. Bam Adebayo had a 25-point double-double. LaMelo had a 24-point double-double. So the series is tied at 2-2 apiece. Let's see what happens in this next game. And we do end up winning game 5 here by how many points? By 9 points. So let's go. LaMelo Ball had a 28-point double-double, 16 assists. Bam Adebayo with 27. And Bam is balling out here in the playoffs. He's nearly shooting 60% from the field and 42% from the 3-point line. LaMelo's playing amazing as well. And to be honest, our whole starting lineup is playing amazing. Con Kneppel's shooting 50, 40, 90. Where is Ryan Kalkbrenner? He's averaging 2.5 blocks per game, shooting 77% from the field. And will we beat the Atlanta Hawks here in game 6? No, we do not. It's going to a game 7. Derek White led the way, dropping 30 points. Bam had 28. LaMelo had 23-point double-double. But sadly, we do end up losing by 11 points. I did come up with a defensive coach game plan for game 7. I don't know if it'll work. I hope it does. We put Derek White on Trae Young to guard him at all times, and then Bam Adebayo will be guarding Kristaps Porzingis the entire time. Let's jump into Simcast for game 7. The Hawks will have home court advantage and they start off really strong, but we do take the lead from them, but we end up losing sadly in the 4th quarter. We lose by 2 points. We almost ended up winning this game, but sadly they did push back in the 4th quarter and they end up winning. LaMelo played amazing, 38-point double-double. Kneppel had 21, 18 from White. Bam Adebayo was 16, but sadly the Hawks offense was too much for us to handle. And honestly, I'm not too mad. Our team hasn't made the playoffs in years. LaMelo Ball, this is his first ever playoff run, and we did end up managing to push the 2nd seed to game 7. A lot of the players on our team haven't seen a playoff game in their life until this season, so I am pretty happy with how things went, even though we didn't win ourselves a championship. Anthony Edwards wins Western Conference Finals MVP, Jalen Brunson Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and the Timberwolves go on to sweep the Knicks, and Anthony Edwards wins Finals MVP. Here are the player stats for our team in the playoffs. We played a total of 12 games, and LaMelo Ball was balling out, averaging a 29-point double-double, 27 from Bam Adebayo, and the rest of the team was amazing as well. I'm not sure if we're going to have any lottery picks or a pick in the 1st round at all, and let's see if we do. So we are projected to get the 8th overall pick via Memphis. I'm not sure how we acquired that pick or if that pick is even protected or not, but let's see if it is. And it looks like it was protected. Yeah, so the Grizzlies end up with the 8th overall pick. We don't have ourselves a 1st rounder. Or never mind, I saw our name there, so let me see which pick we ended up with. We end up with the 17th overall pick in the 2026 draft. Let's go to the NBA draft and see which player we're going to be selecting with the 17th overall pick. What we do need on our team is possibly a backup point guard. If we do get rid of Malcolm Brogdon, we could use a rookie backup point guard behind LaMelo or a backup power forward. So that's what we're going to be looking for in the 2026 NBA draft. Let's see who the top 3 picks will be. The Rockets have the first overall pick, and that's insane. They're going to pair up a first overall pick with Kevin Durant and the other talent they already have on their team, and they take Darren Peterson. The Hawks have the second overall pick, and they take Cameron Boozer to pair up with Trae Young and the rest of the team. The Utah Jazz have the third overall pick, and they're going to be taking AJ DeBonsa. Hopefully we're able to pick a good player here with the 17th overall pick. We do have some pretty good players here left on the board. Carlo Saba, I don't know how to pronounce bro's name, but he does have a ceiling of an all-star. Let me see which player would make the most sense. We also have Caden Boozer here, who has a ceiling of Jason Williams. Again, we are looking for either a backup power forward or a backup point guard. With the 17th overall pick, we're going to be taking Braden Burries. He has a ceiling of an all-NBA player, and he's already a good playmaker. We can move his position from shooting guard to point guard, and that's exactly what we'll be doing. So we take Braden Burries with 17th overall pick. Team player options, of course, I'm going to pick up the team option on Brandon Miller. And let's see if there's any qualifying offers to give out. So we do need to re-sign Mark Williams this offseason. We should have bird rights on him, I'm pretty sure, and yes we do. He only wants around $8.5 million, so of course we're going to go ahead and give him a 3-year, well let's make that a 4-year contract, paying him about $8.5 million a year, and he will be accepting on a 4-year, $38 million contract. And this offseason, I won't be pulling off any trades. I want to see how our younger core develops, and I do think there will be a lot of development from our younger players. So that's what I'm banking on right now, and I'll see you guys at the start of this second season. If there are any trades to be made, we'll make them in the regular season. There was definitely a lot of progression from our younger core, which has me pretty excited. And we're going to be running with a 9-man rotation this season. The starting lineup will be LaMelo Ball, Derek White, Brandon Miller, Bam Adebayo, and Kalkbrenner. And then off the bench we have Con Kneppel, Maluach, Zion James, and Burries. That does leave Mark Williams out of our rotation, but I do want to see what Maluach can do for us off the bench as a backup center, so that means Mark Williams won't be a part of the rotation as of right now. We can always trade him for a future first-round pick from a different team if we no longer need him. But let's go ahead and simulate the next 2 weeks and see how our team does, how many games we're able to win. We do end up losing 2 games, but we win 4 games, and we beat the Memphis Grizzlies in Game 1, scoring 142 points on their head, with Bam Adebayo dropping a 30-point double-double. The same with LaMelo. Throughout the first 6 games of the season, LaMelo Ball is averaging 29 points per game, as well as 10.5 assists. We have Bam Adebayo averaging 28 points per game, 18 from Con Kneppel. Zion James is shooting on crazy good efficiency right now, 72% from the field and 68% from the 3-point line. If our players can continue playing like this, I do believe we can win ourselves a championship these playoffs. Let's see how our system proficiency is. So we will be running on a 4.5-star overall system proficiency, balanced under Charles Lee. I'm stopped here at the trade deadline, and I'm going to be pulling off a trade here with the New York Knicks, where we send them Mark Williams and Josh Green in return for Josh Hart and Tyler Kolek. Josh Hart is going to be the backup power forward going into the future. At the end of this season, Victor Wembanyama wins his first ever MVP, AJ DeBonsa Rookie of the Year, Trae Young 6th Man of the Year, and the Cleveland Cavaliers have Trae Young coming off of their bench. That's insane. Victor Wembanyama also wins Defensive Player, Duran wins Most Improved, Anthony Edwards Clutch Player, Chris Finch Coach of the Year, and we win Executive of the Year. We do get LaMelo Ball once again on All NBA First Team. Let's see if we have any more selections, and it looks like we don't have anyone on All Defensive Team this time around, sadly. We did end the season being the number 2 seed, winning a total of 58 games and losing 24. We were tied with the first seed with wins and losses, 58 wins and 24 losses. And before we start simulating the playoffs, let me show you guys the player stats for the regular season. So the leading scorer on our team was LaMelo Ball, averaging 30 points per game, 10.5 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting nearly 50, 40, 90. We had Brandon Miller averaging 19.5 points per game, 19.5 from Bam Adebayo, 18 from Colin Kneppel, and 14 from Derek White. And now it's time for the playoffs, where in the first round, we're going to be taking on the Atlanta Hawks, the same team that eliminated us last playoffs. They no longer have Trae Young, so this is the lineup they're running with. They do have Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis. And this is their bench unit. And the Atlanta Hawks must be crazy, because as you guys can see right here, they traded away Trae Young for DeAndre Hunter and Max Strus. That makes absolutely no sense, but whatever floats your boat. Now you're the number 7 seed, whereas last season with Trae Young, they were the number 2 seed. Alright, I fixed up the player minutes, and now let's see if we can defeat the Atlanta Hawks. Game number 1 will go to us, and LaMelo Ball drops a 33-point double-double. We do end up losing game 2 here by 8 points. Derek White had 28 points, LaMelo had an 18-point double-double, but we do fall short. We win game 3 where LaMelo Ball dropped 32 points, 27 from Bam Adebayo, and 21 from Kaman Maluach. Bam Adebayo is no longer shooting the 3-point ball how he was in the 25-26 season. This season he was only shooting 32%. I really hope he can pick things up here from the 3-point line in the playoffs. We do win game number 4, and let's see how our team did. LaMelo Ball dropped 53 points and 14 assists. Colin Kneppel, as our 6th man, had 30 points. Bam Adebayo with 23. And will we be gentlemen sweeping the Atlanta Hawks? That's exactly what we do. Brandon Miller led the way in scoring, dropping 31 points. LaMelo had a 21-point double-double, and Bam Adebayo had 22, but his 3-point shot percentage still continues to struggle. We're in the second round, taking on Trae Young and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh god, this is going to be a hard matchup. They have Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, and Darius Garland as their 6th man. Let's see how things go. Game number 1 will go to us, and it's LaMelo leading the way, dropping a 30-point double-double. Bam Adebayo with a 24-point double-double. Time for game number 2, and we also win game 2 here. It's LaMelo leading the way, dropping 31 points. We win game 3. We do not sweep the Cavs, and they beat us in game 5 as well, so it looks like we're gonna have to jump into Simcast to see if we can eliminate them in game 6. They will have home court advantage though, and so far we do have the lead by quite a bit. And we do end up winning this game, where LaMelo Ball led the way, dropping 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. And just like that, we're in the conference finals, where we will be taking on the New York Knicks. They have themselves Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mark Williams, who we traded to them. Alright, let's see if we can win the conference finals. Game number 1 will go to us, and it's LaMelo Ball with a 42-point triple-double. Let's go. Brandon Miller with 16. We do end up losing game 2 here, sadly, by 4 points. LaMelo had 43 points, but it was not enough. Game 3 also goes to the New York Knicks, and now I think it's time we come up with the defensive coach game plan. I adjusted the player shot tendencies, came up with a coach game plan. Can we win this next game to tap the series? We will have home court advantage. And so far the Knicks do have the lead, and it looks like they will end up beating us here by 12 points. Bam Adebayo had 22, Brandon Miller 21, and LaMelo Ball ended up fouling out in 27 minutes. And now we're down 3-1, but hopefully we can still come back in this. It's still possible. The New York Knicks will have home court advantage for this next game. So far the Knicks do have the lead, but we take it right back from them, and we do end up winning this game, where LaMelo Ball dropped 38 points, Colin Kneppel 24, and Bam Adebayo 24 as well. How was our defense? We did hold Mikal Bridges to 4 of 10 shooting, but Cat and Jalen Brunson still shot the ball pretty well. Now the series is at 3-2. Hopefully we can tap this series. We will have home court advantage for this game, and we do start off pretty strong, and it looks like we will be tying up the series. We held them to 99 points, where LaMelo Ball dropped a 27-point double-double, 19 from Miller. And how was our defense? Their 2 players still played really good, but we still did hold them to 99 points. Win or go home situation for both teams. Time for game 7. Let's see what happens here. The Knicks will have home court advantage. Hopefully we go out there and get this win. And so far we do have the lead. We push back here in the fourth quarter and we do end up winning by over 20 points. We scored 57 points here in the fourth quarter, scoring a total of 147 points. LaMelo had himself 37 points, 25 from Miller, and 23 from Bam Adebayo, as well as 20 from Knapple. This was their team. We did play really good defense here on Jalen Brunson, holding him to 8 of 21 shooting. And Karl Anthony Towns we held to 9 points. And just like that, we're in the NBA Finals. In the Western Conference Finals, it's the Phoenix Suns and LA Lakers going to Game 7. Let's see which team will be going up against, and it will be Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker wins Western Conference Finals MVP, LaMelo Ball wins Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And let's take a look at the Phoenix Suns roster. They have themselves Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Dunn, and Isaiah Hartenstein, and this is their bench unit. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1 will go to us, and it's LaMelo Ball leading the way with 43 points, 13 assists, and 0 turnovers. Kaman Maluach drops 23 points against his former team. He's out for revenge. Game number 2 will also be going to us. LaMelo Ball 38 points, 26 from Bam Adebayo. In game 3, we also end up winning, and now we're up 3-0 against the Phoenix Suns. Brandon Miller drops 28 points. And are we going to sweep the Phoenix Suns? And that's exactly what we'll be doing to win the Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball his first ever championship, with LaMelo Ball winning Finals MVP, averaging 31, 6, and 13 on really good efficiency. And just like that, the Charlotte Hornets have won their first ever championship. Let me show you guys the player stats for the playoffs before I end off this video. So we played a total of 22 games, and in those 22 games, the leading scorer was LaMelo Ball, averaging 33 points per game, 5 rebounds, 11.5 assists, shooting 50, 40, 88. And then we had Brandon Miller averaging 21 points per game, 19 from Bam, 19 from Colin Knapple, 12 from Derek White, and 10 from Kaman Maluach. In the NBA Finals, we played a total of 4 games. LaMelo was leading the way, dropping 31 points per game, 6 boards, and 13 assists. 21 from Colin Knapple, 21 from Bam Adebayo, 19 from Brandon Miller, 15 Kaman, and 12.5 Derek White. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds, and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.